Hello, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I'm Andy Signor, and I got to go to Mad Monster Party, which if you ever see them come into your town, go check it out. It's a very fun show. I've been to a lot of conventions, but this one just feels more fun, and it's small, but it's not small. There's so much going on, but it just feels like a much nicer community of people, organized well, really fun actors that you can actually spend some time with. Definitely more of a party than a convention. Check out madmonster.com to see if they're going to be in your town, and if you're a horror fan especially, they do a lot of horror stuff, but also sci-fi. They had Carl Weathers there, a lot of stuff. But they did a Scream panel where they had Neve Campbell, Matthew Lillard, Jamie Kennedy, and Roger L. Jackson, the voice of Ghostface there, talking about the film and their experience all these years later. And they shared some interesting tidbits that I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to play some clips. I apologize, the audio is not perfect. Particularly, the really cool clip was Neve Campbell talking about Scream 5 and the state of that, as well as sort of overall talk of would they ever do a Scream remake? Should they do one? Would they be okay with it? Jamie Kennedy gives a very funny response to that. So before we get to that, though, I wanted to share their feelings on Wes Craven. Obviously, we lost Wes. Very sad, but he's left such great work. So we asked them what were their thoughts working with Wes. Could they share any stories? And here was their answer.
I loved the man. He was incredible. I mean, he really was incredible. He has a really twisted sense of humor. I love the fact that we would do something horrific, and they would say cut, and then you'd hear him just giggling behind the monitor. Someone's just been murdered, and he's like, But he was an absolute sweetheart. It's not what you would expect. You know, he had a really, really gentle soul, and a very clear vision. And he was like everybody's grandfather, his energy. And he was also extremely cool. I remember when we were shooting that final sequence, you know, sort of like I was talking about earlier, having to sort of keep that level of energy up and keep it dynamic as well, because I'm doing a lot of fear in the movie. He came up to me, and it was with the scene with Skeet and Matt, where Skeet's holding on to me and you're being a dick. And Wes came up to me and he said, right before action, he came up and he said, just imagine that you've got about 1,000 bullets ricocheting through your body, and he walked away and said action. And I thought, wow, I mean, that did it. You know, he just little things like that he would just whisper in your ear to get you into the right place that you needed to be. He was fab.
My first memory was probably one of the craziest was, I get there, I think everybody was there a little bit, and at this time, that Wes wasn't that hot. He was coming off a movie, didn't feel it was just hot for him, and this was a big risk. No one knew what this movie was. We all thought it was great. We had no idea. And I remember, I don't know if you guys remember this, but he cut together the Drew Barrymore kill scene because people didn't know, and he told me that they didn't know what the movie was going to be, and he had to cut together the movie, the first scene to show, because everyone didn't know what it was. And then they went to Cannes, and they sold that, and from there, he was like, finally now people aren't breathing on me. And this was Wes. And I remember that the very first week he was tense, and then once that happened, he felt better. But he shared that with me, and I was like, we were having a breakfast burrito. I thought this must be pretty, you know, it was awesome. But so I felt like this movie was really his show everybody again who he was. He's already done it multiple times.
And it's amazing what happens when you give artists freedom. They'll go off and make something incredible. It's when people that get paid money to protect catastrophic failures, people with business degrees and accounting degrees come in and start telling you how to be creative. That's when shit goes really bad. In general, you should let people do what they do when they do it really well. And the great thing about Wes Craven is that he did it the best. And so we made a movie autonomously. Nobody was watching dailies every day, micromanaging things. And so within that, we came up with a lot of fun stuff. And there's a lot of improv through the film. There's a lot of one-lines that stayed. And that's because, to me, Wes had zero ego about where greatness came from.
was really nice to hear all that. Another really interesting part was when they were asked, did they know that this film was going to be the success that it was? Obviously, no one ever knows, but did they even really have sequels planned? All of that stuff. Here's what they said about that.
Like, I didn't know I was even going to be... Did you know there was going to be a sequel?
No. We didn't know.
I didn't know. They said there was always going to be sequels. Did you really think that?
No.
No? Yeah, that's true. I had no idea, and somebody said at the last convention it was really good that the reason I died is why the movies are good, because someone like Drew was killed, someone like Matt was killed, I was killed, so you invest in somebody, but no, you never know. We didn't get pages until every couple days, and I'll never forget, Sarah Michelle Gellar was looking at it, she's like, who's the killer? Who's next? And she said, shit! They're gonna throw me off a roof. And I'm like, you thought you were gonna live? Come on, girl.
And then a fan in the crowd asked Neve about her thoughts on being in Scream 4, which she said she loved. And then she went on to reveal the state of Scream 5.
So, no, I was excited to be a part of Scream 4. Scream 5, I heard rumor that it's happening, but no one's called me. I honestly, all I can imagine is that they've bought the rights and that they're at really early stages, and we'll see what happens. I've said in the past that it would be hard to make one without Wes. It would be hard to. That doesn't mean impossible. I think it would really depend on what the vision was, whoever it is they decided to direct, that they are able to carry on Wes's vision in a respectful way, that they get it, that they understand. I don't know, it's a hard question. It's a really hard question. I don't know. It would depend on what comes, what they say and who they're thinking of, and have a conversation and see. Yeah.
Thank you.
I am available.
With Scream 5 not yet being confirmed, but clearly must be in the works because of money, a fan also asked them about the idea of, would they do a remake? Would they be comfortable with Scream being remade? Here was Jamie Kennedy's response, reacting to Matthew Lillard, who was shaking his head no.
Hold on. I gotta jump with Matt. They cannot remake Scream. You cannot touch Scream. Scream must be protected at all costs. You can add to it, you can have offshoots, you can do whatever you want, but you cannot remake this. You cannot remake Jaws. You cannot remake, you can't remake these. Go ahead, you can't, not this one. You can have a universe, but you cannot remake it. No way.
I do think it's interesting that they, at the cusp of people remaking films, they chose to go back and make 4 with the original. So I don't think that they're interested in that, and the fact that, who knows? Hollywood's horrible. But I personally would not do it, no. Unless they paid me. And then, you know what? Fuck it. Honestly. I'm sorry, kids. Zoinks.
Matthew Lillard was really fascinating to me. Really well-spoken, really smart guy. You could tell really humbled and genuinely happy to be there and grateful for the experience. And most of these actors who go do these convention experiences don't want to talk about the fact that they're charging for autographs and stuff. But I've never seen an actor just put it out there the way Matthew did in a very inspirational way. I wanted to end with this clip because I was really impressed by a lot of Matthew's words. But this final clip was a really good one because it sort of just summed it all up really well. Here was what he said.
Our journey as actors, it's impossible to be successful your entire career as an actor, right? You ebb and flow. I've had great patches in my life. I've had really shitty patches in my life. And I'm on a show now called Good Girls. And right now I'm in a good patch, right? And then this, just so everyone knows, this patch will end and you'll come to another bad spot. And the difference between being an actor that never comes back, all those people that you never hear from again, and being somebody that gets another shot, is endurance and belief and passion. And in those quiet moments of fear, at the end of Scream, I had a moment where I was like, we had to borrow, this is hilarious, I had to borrow the cell phone because we only had one cell phone on set. It was the set cell phone. Picture this, kids, you didn't have your own phone. It was so weird. But I had to borrow a cell phone. He said, what do you need the cell phone for? It was like, I have to call my mom for some reason. And he was like, oh, you should tell her you're going to win an Academy Award one day. And I'm like, whoa, why did you tell her that? So he picked up the phone and called my mom and said, one day your son's going to win an Academy Award. And so in my life, as I dip, there's moments that get you through. And that for me is something that I hold on to dearly because it symbolizes for me like a sense of like belief in somebody else at that level that I loved believed in me at that level. So I don't know, it's a really powerful thing. And I want to say also that these conventions, this transaction that we have, your giving and coming and investing in our signatures helps us get through. So you may not hear it enough, but I want you to know that we are all thankful for you being here. We're thankful for you supporting Mad Monster, for supporting us and helping us to support our family. So thank you so much.
There you have it. It was a very fun conversation from the cast of Scream. I was grateful to be there. If you want to go check out conversations like this and join the Mad Monster party, you can go to madmonster.com. I want to thank them for bringing me out. We did a Nerd Wars there. I didn't tape it. My equipment got messed up, but it was a lot of fun, and we hope to do more of these. So be sure to subscribe, follow me on social media to stay in the loop of more future appearances. And to all of you guys who came out and supported us in that show, it was so nice to do that. Here they all were. It was so fun to have them come out and get involved. We did a Nerd War Live where we talked about a lot of horror fights. So thank you to everybody who showed up. It was a real honor to be there. Thank you to my buddy Adon who was there to fight with me live along with the fans and the crowd. So be sure to follow, subscribe, all that stuff to not miss out on a future Mad Monster party and future live Nerd Wars. And also for updates including Scream and everything else, come back to Popcorn Planet. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.